really very confused. What are the sources? What we should prepare for? How we should integrate current affairs with GS? Some of you might feel कि अच्छा ये न्यूज़पेपर भी पढ़ना है, PIB भी पढ़ना है या फिर मैगजीन्स भी पढ़नी है. YouTube पे हर चीज़ सब्सक्राइब करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. पता नहीं कहाँ से कौन सी न्यूज़ रेलेवेंट हो जाएगी. नहीं. Issues are not like past 1 year or 6 months. Even the news which has occurred 2 years back or 3 years back becomes relevant even today when students come and they say कितना पीछे से पढ़ना चाहिए. 101 Constitution Amendment Act came in 2016, but the question was asked in 2021. Daily news के notes बनाते हैं. पिछले notes कब पढ़ेंगे? उसका टाइम ही नहीं है क्योंकि पिछले notes पढ़ने लगे तो आज के notes कब बनाएंगे? You should be able to identify what is noise and what is substance, because substance is relevant for UPSC. How to read न्यूज़पेपर का एग्जाम नहीं है, जर्नलिज्म का एग्जाम नहीं है, एग्जाम यूपीएससी का है. सीसैट में हेल्प हो गई, करंट अफेयर्स में हेल्प हो गई, रिवीजन भी हो गई सिर्फ न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ के. क्या मुझे अभी से नोट्स बनाने चाहिए? क्या मुझे अभी से टेस्ट भी देना चाहिए करंट अफेयर्स का? क्या करना चाहिए? ओके, लेट्स स्टार्ट. Most of you are from 2027 and some from 2026. Yes, this session will be helpful for you, provided the section which is for the preparation strategy from January till August. So here it is from January till August for 2027. The same can be replicated for 26 as well. So let's start the session. See, most of the students here who have joined here for 2027 right now are in the beginning stage. You people are really very confused. Some of you come to me also regarding what are the sources, what we should prepare for, how we should integrate current affairs with GS. So current affairs has become a really headache for some of you who have just begun the preparation and are unaware, because the students come from diverse backgrounds, from arts, from science, from even commerce, law, optional, etc. So you don't know how to do current affairs, from which sources to do, how much to do, how to revise if there is lots of pile up of work, and then how to integrate them in your prelims and mains preparation. So this webinar is specially to cut the clutter in this current affairs journey, where you have whole lots of resources, whole lots of questions, whole lots of application strategies. A simple strategy how to prepare for current affairs. Okay, so this webinar is specifically for you people. Now, your preparation when you are in 2020, when you are preparing for 2027 and you are in 25. So, year 2025 is about to end and your preparation has to start. So, at this journey, since there is lots of clutter, we will work upon the useful, which is practical enough current affairs strategy. We will be discussing that strategy here. Now, what happens is when you start UPSC journey, one major problem what comes in front of you is that you have a list of sources for the static subjects. A list of sources for polity is there, for economy is there, for history is there. But there is no single source for current affairs. And over the recent years, when the current affairs portion has increased in prelims examination, mains examination, and its relevance is almost 100% in interview preparation also. So this creates a dilemma, this creates a unpredictability. So prelims is the major area where unpredictability is increasing, right? Over the years, when we see lots of questions in prelims coming from current affairs. So when students who just begin their preparation, there is lots of unpredictability to them, that from where to follow current affairs. And next is mains. So in mains also, when you prepare for mains, there comes a issue that when you see the question paper, you feel like that most of the questions are from static part. Then where is the current affairs? Current affairs are seen often in GS, for example, international relations, for example, in economy, internal security, but other parts are static. But here also current affairs becomes relevant. The reason is that every point when you substantiate, every strategy when you give to solve a problem, let's say governance issue, education, health, you will be giving current affairs example. So to substantiate the point, you need again help of current affairs. So current affairs becomes important for prelims, it becomes important for mains, and as I said, for personality test, current affairs is really important because whatever is happening in day-to-day life is the important part for personality test, where the interviewer assess your personality based on your knowledge of current happenings around you. Next is the issue which you face is that what is the difference between news and current issues, because the newspaper is flooded with lots of news which are of daily happenings, which are issues which are relevant for UPSC, and even some are not relevant for UPSC. So you cannot differentiate between that, what is the difference between news and current issues. Second thing is that current affairs, how to connect it with the static. So here we'll be discussing all of these. Now, before going into that, how to deal with the current affairs, I just want to give you a brief picture that why current affairs are important, how their scenario is changing. So here what I have done is I have kept certain questions which have appeared in prelims and mains which are of current affairs relevance. So if we see in 2025, what happened was there came a question. Question was on the Mineral Security Partnership and critical minerals, and India's stance on amending the Mines and Minerals Act. So what was this complete question about? The complete question was about the relevance of critical minerals, because critical minerals relevance is increasing since we are going into digital era in militarization. So due to its applications and the worldwide scenario or the tussle between US and China and China's dominance on rare earth metals, this issue became very important, and thus the question appeared in UPSC 2025. A similar question, one more question on international issues was of NATO, that which countries are the members of NATO. So it is very simple and predictable question, when from past 2-3 years Russia Ukraine war is in news, US is in news, and US reaction is in news, and US participation and dominance in NATO is in news. So you have to focus upon the organizations which are in current affairs, which are of current relevance. So it is quite predictable question that UPSC will ask NATO, because it becomes important when European countries are juggling in how to deal with NATO and US dominance in NATO. So again the question was quite predictable. Next comes is the another question, that is on turmeric. So again turmeric board was in news, and due to which the question came. And if you see all the statement, India is the largest producer and exporter of turmeric in the world. More than 30 varieties of turmeric are grown in India. Maharashtra, Telangana, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu are the major turmeric producing states. Now, if I show you this part, that is PIB. All the statements which are shown here are given here. In PIB, in 2023, the article came and which mentioned clearly that India is the largest producer, consumer, exporter. Exact similar statement is in the question as well. Then it is more than 30 varieties of turmeric are grown. Again, exact similar statement in the question. Largest producing states are Maharashtra, Telangana, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. Again in the question. Means UPSC while making questions is referring to these sites also, what are in news, what is said by PIB, what are in the current scenario happening. So all these topics becomes important. Another example I would give here is of again 2025. Consider the following statements which is regarding the markets. India accounts for a very large portion of all equity options contracts traded globally, and thus exhibiting a great boom. India's stock market has grown rapidly in the recent past, even overtaking Hong Kong at some point of time. See the news. India overtakes Hong Kong to become fourth largest stock market. Again, this was in news, and that's why the question appeared. The news was of 2024, and if you observe 2024, 2023, so the issues are not like past 1 year or 6 months. Even the news which has occurred 2 years back or 3 years back becomes relevant even today if the issue is highly prominent and is of grave concern as well. Okay, next is 2024 question. Consider the following aircrafts: Rafale, MiG-29, Tejas Mark 1. Now, why this question appeared? Because from past many years, we are discussing a fifth generation fighter aircraft. And it is well known that India does not have any fifth generation fighter craft. We are still juggling, we are still in the journey to make our own AMCA, right? So, the question asks fifth generation fighter aircraft. If somebody knows that India today faces a problem where China has fifth generation fighter aircraft, US has it, Russia has it, but India does not have it. So, always it is in news that when India and if India and China faces or confronts, have a military confrontation with each other, then India does not have fifth generation fighter aircraft. So that becomes an issue. So if anybody knows this issue, they will directly go to the answer none. Simply, okay, you don't have to cram that these three are which generation. You just need to know the issue that we do not have fifth generation fighter aircraft. So again, the question was important based on issue. Next is directly in 2023, there were certain sites which were included in World Heritage List of UNESCO. Again, this question becomes important because a site has been recognized by UNESCO as World Heritage Site. Again, in news will come, is relevant for UPSC. Now, this question is quite interesting, where most of the people in India are mesmerized with the dialogues or the conversation which Dr. S. J. Shankar, our foreign ministers, external affairs ministers say on the international platforms. So, when a personality is popularized, you should know their work also, right? What work they have done. And quite predictable question that who of the following is the author of the books The India Way and the Why Bharat Matters? Dr. S. J. Shankar. Quite predictable when a personality is very popular, everyone is listening him, and he is uh, putting India's points on the international platform. So personality becomes important, his work also becomes important. So the question is in news is relevant for UPSC. Next is 2023 questions. Here I have kept two questions, and both the questions are, you can say, quite from geography or mapping, but actually not. They are regarding issues. What issues? That in Africa, in the Western Africa, there are certain regions which are in military coup. Means certain countries are, there are military coup happening in certain Western African countries. For example, Sudan, Chad, Guinea and Mali. A simple question came why they were in news. They didn't ask, they didn't go in very detail what happened there. You don't have to go in very detail. They just ask what happened, why they were in news. Okay, so you don't have to cram everything in detail. You just need to have awareness of them. Next question is, again, regions in news and where they are. So you don't, again I'm saying, you don't have to go in very nitty-gritties of everything. You just need to know about what's happening around you, why it is relevant, what are the issues, what are the concerns, what can happen because of it, and how it can be solved. So the later part is for mains, the initial part is for prelims. So here these are the questions which were for prelims. Next we'll discuss some questions, not all, some questions from mains. Now, artificial intelligence is in news, right? So, when UPSC asks a question regarding artificial intelligence and GIS techniques and RS techniques in aerial planning, it can ask, right? It is not when you say that everything under the sun is important for UPSC. Yes, everything under the sun, but that should be of concern, that should be of some application, that should be of certain relevance regarding the governance part or the day-to-day activities of India or international affairs. So it should relate to people, not random things. UPSC is not asking certain random things. Again, question regarding energy security. When we talk about energy security, India is dependent on fuels for energy. 85% of our crude comes from outside, we import it, right? So therefore, energy security becomes important, and there are certain issues going on in Middle East and the tussle between Russia and US. So again, a concern on energy security becomes important. We have to know what are the issues, what are our interests, what are the challenges, and what are the measures. Again, the question is important, right? See, I'm not dealing with all the questions here in detail. We are just discussing that what kind of topics UPSC asks. Next is, in 2025, again, compare and contrast the president's power to pardon in India and in USA. Are there any limits, and what are preemptive pardons? Now, preemptive pardons is something which is there in USA, and their administration, the former president and the current president uses these powers. So, when Biden went, he used these powers. When Trump went, he used his powers, and they were frequently in news in US politics, and comparison of their pardoning powers with India's president pardoning powers becomes relevant again. So, the the question is not static, that what are the constitutional mandates in US, constitutional comparison of Indian constitution with US, UK, France, other countries. So, we have compared, and that something which is there in news has been asked. So, it becomes important. Again, another question, what are the challenges before the Indian economy when we are moving away from free trade and multilateralism to protectionism and bilateralism? This thing is again important when there are global shifts. Protectionism is rising because of US tariffs, non-tariff barriers, right? So again, there is a challenge when we are moving through globalization. We are saying globalization is happening, and it will continue to happen. Why? Because India is focusing on exports, because China has been an export oriented market. So India also aims to boost its export to boost its GDP. But when there is protectionism rising, there is economic concerns for us as well. So again, a question becomes relevant, that how we are going to deal with this. So what are the challenges and how we are going to deal with this? So you must know now by now that all the issues which you generally see in your news, or you might see in your Instagram or YouTube, certain concerns. From those concerns, taking those larger concerns, UPSC asks some questions which are relevant for Indian economy, politics, or society. Okay. Next is again societal question, and in the present, in the present digital age, social media has revolutionized our way of communication and interaction. How it has raised several ethical issues and challenges. Discuss the key ethical describe the key ethical dilemmas in this regard. So even ethics questions are coming with relevance to current affairs, because our society is transforming, our society is going through certain churn in terms of globalization, in terms of new ideas, principles which we are absorbing from outside and even giving outside. So again, there are certain ethical dilemmas which have been showcased here in the question. You have to know, you should know that how as an administrator you will deal with it, and how it will help you in your governance part. Okay. Next question is, now here this is an interesting question. 101 Constitution Amendment Act came in 2016, but the question was asked in 2021. What does that mean? That means that your current affairs knowledge or your preparation strategy cannot be limited within that 1 year or 6 months or 7 months. You cannot say my current affairs will begin from this month. When students come and they say, कितना पीछे से पढ़ना चाहिए? Your preparation cannot start or you cannot say कि इस महीने से या इस चीज से पढ़ना चाहिए. Because the past current affairs becomes today's static part. So 101 Constitutional Amendment was asked in 2021. The amendment was of 2016 and thus became relevant because of its high relevance and 5 years. Okay. So this is where we have analyzed our PYQs, our current affairs. Now, what happens is when students do this analysis, everything, they will now be more confused, right? Some of you might feel कि अच्छा ये न्यूज़पेपर भी पढ़ना है, PIB भी पढ़ना है, बाकी YouTube पे जो लोग पॉपुलर है उनको भी देखना है या फिर मैगजीन्स भी पढ़नी है. So you people will be confused. ऊपर से इन सब के नोट्स भी बनाने हैं क्या? कौन सा क्वेश्चन रेलेवेंट है, कौन सा नहीं है? So what happens is in this complete half-hearted or I would say half-minded analysis, what you do is that there are too many sources. You accumulate too many sources. कि नहीं एक क्वेश्चन PIB से भी आया था, एक एक्सप्रेस से भी आया था, एक किसी और फाइनेंशियल न्यूज़पेपर से भी आया था, तो मैं ये सारे सोर्सेज इंक्लूड कर लेता हूँ. So what you try to do is you include too many sources in your preparation strategy. You might go for newspapers like the Hindu, Indian Express, even use PIB, Down to Earth, EPW, magazines, YouTube, etc. And what happens is, because of this, your preparation strategy becomes more of current affairs strategy, or your complete UPSC preparation becomes logged in current affairs and you cannot focus on static part. And there is too much time devotion towards current affairs, usually 5 to 6 hours per day. And I remember when I started my preparation, there were certain issues which were going in Karnataka politics government, and what I did was I used to write everything. Okay, because even I started like you, I was from science background, I started like you, and I used to make whole of pages of notes. And then after 6 months, I realized they were of no use because they were not relevant, right? So we try to devote, or we tend to devote lots of time on this without filtering anything, that what is relevant for UPSC and what is not, without thinking that whether we'll be able to revise these stuffs or not. Because इतना सारा notes accumulate कर लिया, अब इसको revise कैसे करोगे? If you make piles of notes, how you revise? So there is no revision cycle. Because क्यों ऐसा हो रहा है? क्योंकि daily news के notes बना रहे हैं. पिछले notes कब पढ़ेंगे? उसका time ही नहीं है. क्योंकि पिछले notes पढ़ने लगे तो आज के notes कब बनाएंगे? So what we do is we tend to go into that cycle, and which leads to complete chaos. Some even ending their preparation कि अब नहीं हो सकता, हमारे बस की नहीं है, या फिर हमें पता ही नहीं है कि UPSC पूछता क्या है. Okay. Now next thing is, तो अब question ये आता है that what you should consider while making your current affairs strategy. तो क्या क्या चीज आपको अपने ध्यान में रखनी चाहिए? What points you should keep in your mind when you strategize your current affairs preparation? What are those basic points you should keep in your mind when you make your or chart your plan for current affairs preparation? We'll go into the next stage. The first thing you should keep in your mind is, first concept you should keep in your mind is the noise substance ratio. What is noise substance ratio is that in the newspaper or in any sources, when you do lots of sources, you should be able to identify what is noise and what is substance, because substance is relevant for UPSC and noise is not. So you should be able to identify. In the initial stages, when you are just beginners, you will be confused what is noise and what is substance, and I completely understand it. How you would improve it? By analyzing syllabus. So when you cannot identify between noise and substance, what happens is that your current affairs strategy becomes, or it goes in entropy curve. जो science के होंगे, they will understand what is entropy is lots of disturbance around you. right? So disturbance is increasing. So what happens is, जब इतना सारा noise हम हर तरफ से ले लेंगे, what happens is our current affairs strategy becomes completely disturbed. The entropy curve rises and we have to reduce it. So first concept which we should keep in mind while developing our current affairs strategy is that there should be minimum noise and maximum substance. Second thing which you should keep in your mind is that entropy should be minimum. We should not go into disturbed stage. The resources should be minimum. How we'll do it is the third concept, that is relevance factor. It should be relevant, means it should be relevant for UPSC. कैसे पता लगेगा? How you would know that whether something is relevant for UPSC or not is the two guides which UPSC has given you. One is the syllabus, not the prelims one, ideally or mainly the mains one, and second is PYQs. Only two guides you need, syllabus and PYQs. Based on syllabus and PYQs, you will be identifying what is relevant for UPSC and what is not. And that relevance filter, so these UPSC syllabus and PYQs acts like relevance filter. Passing through those will help you identify what is noise and what is substance. Focus on substance and that is relevant for UPSC. Next is that considering the current affairs, you should be able to think whether this current affair news or any event is relevant for prelims, mains or interview. Means when I talked about that noise should be minimized and substance should be more. So when noise should be minimized, substance should be more, for that you should have a relevance filter. And what kind of relevance filter you should have? You should be able to identify what is relevant for prelims, mains and interview. The same strategy, the same technique which we have done here, just now we did here. I discussed some prelims question, I discussed some mains question. Based on this, you will get to know, if you do this exercise for past 10-15 years of question paper, you will understand that what kind of topics are important for prelims, what kind of topics are important for mains and what kind of topics are important for interview. If the news passes the relevance filter of prelims preparation, mains depth and interview maturity, that is relevant for you. Next is the issue chain framework. Means just now I said it was a issue. What was the issue? Crude oil, energy security. There were certain issues with regarding to critical minerals. So and fifth generation fighter aircraft. So these are the issues. So if there is certain issue which is very important for our society, for our politics, for our economics, for our democracy, then those topics becomes relevant. So you should follow issue chain framework. If that issue is relevant for complete governance, for good life to Indian people and international society, that topics become important. Even climate change is important. Why? Because our complete survival or existence is based on that. So the topic is relevant. Anything, any technique, any technology, any traditional method which is a solution to climate change or global warming becomes important, right? So you have to go through these topics and those topics must be there in your notes, right? Next is the cognitive load. Now when you are doing all these, if you have a tendency to override or you feel कि ये टॉपिक भी होना चाहिए, ये टॉपिक भी होना चाहिए या फिर ये टॉपिक भी लग रहा है, इश्यू तो रेलेवेंट है, हो सकता है आ जाए. So what happens is, in that case, what you do is you increase your load. तो उस चीज का भी आपको ध्यान रखना है कि मैं कितना चीज एब्जॉर्ब कर सकता हूँ, कितना कॉग्निटिव लोड मीन्स मेंटल प्रेशर आई कैन टेक. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर आप कोई इशू उठा लेते हैं, this is a practical situation I'm telling you. You identified a issue that critical minerals is very important for UPSC. What a student does is, they'll go read Indian Express for critical minerals, they'll go read Hindu also for critical minerals, they'll go read some financial newspaper for critical minerals, they'll go to some magazine and read again. But the question is it relevant for UPSC, or are you able to take that cognitive load कि एक ही टॉपिक पे इतना घुस गए आप, राइट? सो नॉइज सब्सटेंस में सब्सटेंस आइडेंटिफाई करके रेलेवेंस देख के भी अगर आप उस टॉपिक को इतना डिटेल में कर रहे हैं कि उस लोड को ही आप रिसीव नहीं कर पा रहे, एब्जॉर्ब नहीं कर पा रहे उस इंफॉर्मेशन को, अगेन दैट इज नॉट रेलेवेंट. आई जस्ट शोड यू कि चैड, माली, गिनी ये सब न्यूज में क्यों थे, ऐसा क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे. So means you should be aware of things what are happening surrounding. Okay. So again, आपकी current affairs strategy ऐसी होनी चाहिए. Your current affairs strategy should be like that कि you are able to take that cognitive load. Next is PYQ demonstration, as we have done just now for few questions. Usually UPSC में जो questions आते हैं directly or indirectly from current affairs ranges around 35 to 45. Students feel कि prelims is में ज़्यादा importance है current affairs की then mains. I have seen many students who says कि prelims में current affairs बहुत important है but mains में नहीं है. But mind you कि current affairs is very 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 important for mains as well. या तो क्वेश्चन डायरेक्टली वहां से आएगा या आप उसके आंसर में करंट अफेयर्स का कुछ नॉलेज यूज करोगे. ओके, या तो सब्सटैंशिएट करोगे या कुछ ना कुछ यूज करोगे. ओके, सो पीवाईक्यूज विल गाइड यू कि कौन से आर्टिकल से क्वेश्चन बन सकता है, कौन से न्यूज से कोई एमसीक्यू बन सकता है. नेक्स्ट इज नाउ विल गो इनटू द स्ट्रैटेजी. वी हैव डिस्कस्ड व्हाट आर पीवाईक्यूज, कैसे फिल्टर करना है. Now we'll discuss that what kind of strategy we should. Parameters देख लिए strategy के. Now we'll go into the strategy for current affairs. That is a 3-layered strategy. The 3 layers are based on sources, synthesis and application. So you should have defined sources कि मैं एक ही source को follow करूँगा और इसको devotionally follow करूँगी या करूँगी. I will focus on only one source and that source will be able to give me maximum information. Primarily it should be a newspaper. Newspaper can be any one. It can be Indian Express or the Hindu. My personal bias is towards Indian Express. Reason being explained page आता है उसमें. So that because of that I personally prefer Indian Express क्योंकि पूरा explain मिल जाता है वहाँ पे कि एक issue का क्या different angles हो सकते हैं और वो क्यों न्यूज में है, क्या फैक्चुअल पार्ट है. बिकॉज ऑफ दैट यू कैन यूज एनी न्यूज़पेपर, बोथ आर इक्वली गुड, इंडियन एक्सप्रेस एज वेल एज द हिंदू. सो विल फोकस फर्स्ट ऑन sources. The layer 1 is sources. You should stick to one source. Primary source should be one newspaper, Hindu or Indian Express, and you should be able to make topic wise consolidated notes. वो ही कंसोलिडेटेड नोट्स आपके साथ एंड तक रहेंगे जो आपने नोट्स करंट अफेयर्स के बनाए हैं उस न्यूज से. इसके अलावा सेकेंडरी सोर्सेज मींस यू डू नॉट हैव टू गो एवरी डे देयर एंड यू हैव टू बी वेरी वेरी सेलेक्टिव. यहाँ पे सेलेक्टिव होना है. आई विल जस्ट डिस्कस कि व्हाट काइंड ऑफ सिलेक्शन यू हैव टू डू, बट यहाँ पे और भी ज्यादा सेलेक्टिव होना है. वी डोंट हैव टू रीड एवरीथिंग और पूरा दिन राज्यसभा टीवी के आगे नहीं बैठना है. Secondary sources are selective. You can watch Rajya Sabha TV shows like Perspective or Daily News Hour. You can watch. You can go through PRS India for specific bill. Newspaper देख के आपको पता लग जाएगा ये bill news में है या फिर ये act news में है. For that you can go to PRS India. You can go for ministry releases. You can even go for PIB for major happenings or developments which are happening in economy or any law or any bill. कोई इकोनॉमिक में ग्रोथ हुई है, कोई एग्रीकल्चर क्रॉप में सरप्लस हुआ है या डिक्लाइन हुआ है या कोई नया बोर्ड बना है, वो सारी न्यूज PIB पे आती हैं. नेक्स्ट, वेरी सेलेक्टिवली यू कैन गो फॉर योजना एंड कुरुक्षेत्र. एंड नेक्स्ट इज मैगजीन्स लाइक डाउन टू अर्थ. ओके, नेक्स्ट इज हाउ टू रीड न्यूज़पेपर. न्यूज़पेपर को कैसे पढ़ना है. फर्स्ट थिंग इज डूज, क्या क्या करना है. रीड issues. Just अभी starting से अब तक I am sticking to only one thing, that is issues. Issues बहुत important word है यूपीएससी के लिए. अगर आप यूपीएससी का सिलेबस भी देखेंगे वो बार बार वर्ड लिखते हैं issues, economy and related issues, right? तो हर जगह issues मतलब उससे related जितने भी issues हैं they should be important for you. तो हमें कोई एक issue identify करना है कि ये वाले issues हमारे सोशो पॉलिटिकल इकोनॉमिक लाइफ के लिए important है and that becomes relevant for UPSC. We do not have to focus on events. We do not have to jot down those events as well. Do what is given in UPSC syllabus. So you have to focus on UPSC's relevant syllabus. You have to make notes. What happens is, let's say a news came. ठीक है, कोई टॉपिक आया क्रिटिकल मिनरल्स का, वो ऑलरेडी आपके नोट्स में है, आपने नोट्स बनाए और दोबारा से वो टॉपिक एक महीने बाद फिर से न्यूज में आ गया. डोंट राइट एवरीथिंग अगेन. जहां वो नोट्स में है उसी में अगर कुछ एक्स्ट्रा मिल रहा है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल लेट्स से आपने क्रिटिकल मिनरल पे नोट्स बनाए एंड सडनली अ पार्टनरशिप कम्स और एक कोई ऐसी साइट मिलती है जहां हमें वो मिनरल मिल रहा है, जस्ट राइट दैट पार्ट देयर. यू डोंट हैव टू राइट एवरीथिंग अगेन. तो अपने प्राइमरी नोट्स रखेंगे, उन प्राइमरी नोट्स में एडिशन करते जाएंगे, ना कि हर बार नए नोट्स बनाएंगे. ओके, नेक्स्ट इज नोट मेकिंग is only for value addition. You do not have to write newspaper summaries. न्यूज़पेपर का एग्जाम नहीं है, जर्नलिज्म का एग्जाम नहीं है, एग्जाम यूपीएससी का है. तो वैल्यू एडिशन में जहां जहां पॉइंट्स इंपॉर्टेंट होंगे we will be writing only those points in our notes. So अब आइडेंटिफाई कैसे करेंगे? As I said, syllabus is the Bible, syllabus is the guiding light. तो पॉलिटी में क्या इंपॉर्टेंट होगा? जजमेंट्स इंपॉर्टेंट होंगे, बिल्स इंपॉर्टेंट होंगे, कमेटीज इंपॉर्टेंट होंगी. इकोनॉमी में कोई रिपोर्ट आई है, फॉर एग्जांपल आरबीआई की कोई रिपोर्ट आई है या फिर कोई ऐसी रिपोर्ट आई है जो कि इंडियन इकोनॉमी की ग्रोथ बता रही है या चैलेंजेस बता रही है, सो दैट बिकम्स इंपॉर्टेंट. इंडाइसेस बिकम्स इंपॉर्टेंट. कोई नया इंडेक्स अगर गवर्नमेंट ने निकाला है या आरबीआई ने निकाला है या फिर नीति आयोग ने निकाला है, दैट बिकम्स इंपॉर्टेंट. द ट्रेंड्स, हाउ इंडियन इकोनॉमी इज डूइंग, how digital economy is doing, what about consumption, what about expenditure, what about exports. तो एक्सपोर्ट में अगर एग्रीकल्चर में कोई क्रॉप का ट्रेंड्स हैं तो दैट बिकम्स इम्पॉर्टेंट. यू हैव टू फोकस ऑन दोज एज वेल. एनवायरमेंट में कोई स्पीशीज न्यूज में भी कोई नई डिस्कवर हुई, दोज आर इम्पॉर्टेंट. कंजर्वेशन स्टेप्स, नई ट्रीटीज कोई आई हैं. नेक्स्ट साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी में वी हैव टू गो इन एप्लीकेशंस, नॉट इन डीप साइंस. साइंस जो बैकग्राउंड से होते हैं उन बच्चों को आदत होती है बहुत डिटेल में जाने की, बट यस यूपीएससी डज नॉट आस्क वेरी डीप साइंस, वेरी डीप साइंटिफिक technologies or principles. There they go more for applications of that technology, how you will be applying that. Next, in international relations, group summit or any other in countries relation with India, those becomes important. So these should be your parameters कि कौन सी news important है, कौन सी नहीं है. You don't have to, again and again I'm saying, you do not have to go for each and every news. You have to be very selective. You have to focus on larger issues. Next is what you do not have to read in newspaper. You do not have to go for political news at all. You do not have to go in political affairs और कोई एक ऐसा political news है या gossips हो रही है, you do not have to go there. You do not need to spend your time, valuable time on those things. Ignore local crime news for these things. कोई स्टॉक मार्केट में अगर कोई इकोनॉमी बैकग्राउंड से है या कोई इन्वेस्ट करता है, जरूरी नहीं आप पूरा दिन न्यूज में आप स्टॉक मार्केट को ही ट्रैक कर रहे हैं. यू डू नॉट हैव टू डू दैट. यू डू नॉट हैव टू समराइज अगेन द होल न्यूज़पेपर. नेक्स्ट इज द सेकेंड लेयर, दैट इज सिंथेसिस. आप पढ़ लिया न्यूज़पेपर, पढ़ रहे हैं टॉपिक, अब उसको अपने नोट्स में सिंथेसाइज कैसे करना है, मीन्स ऑलरेडी यू हैव अ नोट्स, उसमें इंटीग्रेट कैसे करना है. So your notes can be digital or hard copy. For digital, you can use several apps which are available. For example, Google Docs, Notion, or OneNote. I have seen students using OneNote. I personally use Notion app for that. So क्यों ऐसा होता है? क्योंकि डिजिटल में आप बीच में पेज इंसर्ट करने की जरूरत नहीं होती है. You can very easily add your data or information required at the relevant point. Next is कौन से नोट्स में जाएगा, कौन सी इंफॉर्मेशन नोट्स में जाएगी, जब नोट्स बना रहे हैं ऑनलाइन या हार्ड कॉपी में, स्ट्रिक्टली सिलेबस ओरिएंटेड। सिलेबस इज योर गाइड एंड कोई अगर इंफॉर्मेशन आ रही है, राइट 3 to 4 पॉइंट्स ऑन दैट इशू, डू नॉट राइट एवरीथिंग and do not repeat the points. For example, I'll give you an example of a news. Chabahar Port was in news in past 1 month, and repeatedly in Indian Express the article was coming on Chabahar Port. कभी यूएस जो है वो सैंक्शंस लगाएगा या कुछ भी करेगा, वो न्यूज में आ रहा था बार बार। और इंडियन एक्सप्रेस में एक पैराग्राफ ना चाबहार पोर्ट की एक्सप्लेनेशन पे होता था, ज्योग्राफिकल लोकेशन पे, हर बार, दैट वाज फिक्स्ड। ओके, सो कौन सा पोर्ट हमारे पास है, शाहिद बेइज्जती वाला टर्मिनल हमारे पास है, तो पूरी इंफॉर्मेशन होती थी, वेयर इट इज लोकेटेड, व्हाई वी नीड इट एंड व्हिच टर्मिनल इज विद इंडिया। वो इंफॉर्मेशन इज इम्पोर्टेंट, डेफिनेटली इट इज इम्पोर्टेंट, बट एवरी टाइम दैट इंफॉर्मेशन कम्स यू डू नॉट हैव टू इंक्लूड इट इन नोट्स। एक बार कर लिया ना, व्हाई यू हैव टू इंक्लूड इट एवरी टाइम इन योर नोट्स? तो वो एक बार कर लिया। नाउ the thing is whether you should read it again or not. Yes, you should read it. क्योंकि जब, जैसे अभी मैंने टर्मिनल बताया, शाहिद बेइज्जती जो टर्मिनल है वो चाबहार पोर्ट का इंडिया के पास है। जब आप बार बार एक न्यूज को पढ़ते हैं, वो याद रहती है, मीन्स योर रिवीजन इज गोइंग ऑन साइमल्टेनियसली। एक इशू है जो स्टार्ट हुआ है, या कोई न्यूज है, कोई लोकेशन है जो है, या मिलिट्री एक्सरसाइज है जो न्यूज़पेपर में आ रही है, राइट? व्हाट हैपेंस इज टुडे इट केम, then for 1 week it will continuously come because of its relevance or some other happening around it, so that becomes important, right? अब important है तो उसका कोई factual information होगा जो बार बार उस न्यूज में आएगा, you read it and automatically revision is happening. That's why I like reading newspapers. The reason is आपकी revision automatically होती रहती है क्योंकि वो चीज बार बार आ रही है। For example, in a military exercise which repeatedly comes in newspaper before happening, on the day of happening, and after 1 week also, that what was the conclusion of that military exercise, again that becomes important, and by that you will revise the fact कि वो military exercise दो countries, कौन सी दो countries के बीच में थी, तो that helps you in revision. Another benefit of reading newspaper is your CSAT, which is a trouble for some people, but reading comprehensions में CSAT जो है वहां पे आप रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन से कुछ मार्क्स गेन कर सकते हो, एंड न्यूज़पेपर हेल्प्स यू टू लर्न दैट स्टैमिना और improve your reading stamina where you can skim the information from the paragraphs and use it. Okay, तो CSAT में हेल्प हो गई, करंट अफेयर्स में हेल्प हो गई, रिवीजन भी हो गई सिर्फ न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ के, तो दैट शुड बी योर प्राइमरी सोर्स. Next is what kind of notes. So this is just a screenshot of what kind of notes you can make digitally. So initially what you can do is, someone has asked doubt also regarding कि monthly कैसे बनाना चाहिए. So you can go with month wise approach, and every month you can further divide according to UPSC subjects or syllabus कि आर्ट एंड कल्चर, ज्योग्राफी, पॉलिटी, गवर्नेंस, इनके नोट्स. तो मंथ वाइज जब आप बनाएंगे तो वहां पे आप हर एक को further you can divide it into separate subjects and add your news here or facts or analysis there. तो जो information है वो यहाँ पे add करते जाएंगे. Over the period of time you will have all your notes integrated at one place. Okay. Next is the application. न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ लिया, sources decide कर लिए, notes भी बना लिए, अब apply कैसे करना है? That is where is the trick, because ये सब कर लेते हैं, न्यूज़पेपर डेली पढ़ रहे हैं, 5-5 घंटे भी पढ़ रहे हैं, फिर नोट्स भी बना रहे हैं, लेकिन एग्जाम में लिखने बैठ रहे हैं तो याद भी नहीं आ रहा है. We cannot remember, right? Students comes again, मैम इतना पढ़ा था, we read newspapers, we made all the current affairs, but when I started writing my test, I couldn't remember everything. I couldn't apply. I didn't know where to write those points, right? So the important thing is you should be able to apply. जो इतना पढ़ लिया वो सब वेस्ट है if you cannot apply it in the exam, whether prelims or mains. Mains में आपने कोई रिपोर्ट पढ़ ली, कोई इंडाइसिस पढ़ ली, और अगर आप अपने टेस्ट में लिख ही नहीं पा रहे हैं, अपने आंसर में सब्सटैंशिएट ही नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, सो व्हाट्स द यूज ऑफ रीडिंग दैट और राइटिंग और मेकिंग दोज लेंथी नोट्स? So everything ultimately comes or is in culmination at application. So you should be able to apply it. For prelims, it is largely static current linkages where you have to use your current knowledge. Just now we have discussed the question of fifth generation fighter craft. जिसको पता है fifth generation fighter craft इंडिया के पास है ही नहीं, इसमें कौन से होंगे हमारे पास? तो वो इंडिया के पास है, राइट, और हमारे पास नहीं है, फिफ्थ जनरेशन नहीं है, डोंट हैव टू क्रैफ्ट. Okay. Apply your current affairs knowledge by solving questions. Revise, and you can do revision by weekly test. जो पूरे हफ्ते में आपने current affairs पढ़े हैं, उनको weekly test से भी revise कर सकते हैं. Test are another way of checking or testing whether you can apply your current affairs knowledge or not. Same with mains. Mains में कई बार ऐसा होता है, a full-fledged question is on current affairs issue or the topic which was in current affairs. If not the full-fledged question, जो भी question होगा static का, वहाँ पे you will be able to directly or indirectly apply that current affairs knowledge by substantiating any point using data, fact, example or any event. Next is these questions which are full-fledged from current affairs. National Education Policy 2020, the question came in 2020. The policy came again in 2020, so became relevant, and full-fledged question is on current affairs. Another question is of the Public Examination Prevention of Unfair Means Act 2024. Question came in 2024 mains. Again, current affairs based question and completely current affairs question. If not completely a full-fledged current affairs question, the data, the indices, the reports can be used in your answer. So every question indirectly or directly becomes current affairs question when you apply your knowledge, when you substantiate your point there. Okay. This question I have showed you before also, that 101 Constitution Amendment जो है 2016 में था और question 21 में आया था. So today's currents are tomorrow's static. Whatever you are reading today, if you see कि मुझे तो attempt और बाद में देना है या 27 में देना है, why I should read newspaper today? Today's current affairs are tomorrow's static. They will be relevant even after 1.5 years. So you should focus on current affairs there as well. Practically, current affair issues are relevant even after many years. Next is for interview. How you utilize your information for interview, whatsoever current affairs knowledge you have gained. So for interview, the issues like the current affairs knowledge, the topics which you have ignored for some time during your preparation for prelims and mains, the slight focus will shift. You will now be considering your home state issues a lot. You will be reading regional newspaper as well. You will be knowing what is happening in your surroundings, in your state, in your district, in your region. Next, you will be now more focusing on hobby related current affairs as well. If you are interested in basketball or cricket or books, you will be you have to read those current affairs as well. For cadre specific issue, if you are mentioning certain cadres, certain states as cadres, you should be able to know about those states, what's happening there. Any government scheme or any national or international geopolitical issues which are happening, you should be able to do those. Okay. Next is how to do revision strategy. For example, if you have read current affairs today, at night, just give 10 minutes. What happened today? What you read today? What was the issue? Just 10 minutes. That's it. At weekend, give 1 hour to your notes. What you made for the complete week. In month, give 2 hours to your current affairs notes. This time why I am saying 2 hours is, or 2 to 3 hours is because already you are revising it continuously, regularly you are reading newspaper, a weekly revision is happening, so monthly revision will take less time. So do those revisions. Additionally, add tests to your preparation strategy because this will help you check whether you can apply your knowledge or not, because sources and synthesis is irrelevant unless you apply. So always test your knowledge, always test your preparation by continuously writing answers, by continuously solving MCQs. Next is what not to do. Again, I said in the initial part of our webinar also, what not to do. You should not follow 5 to 6 newspaper. If you truly are preparing for 2027, you should not follow, or any year, maybe 27, 26, 28, any year, you should not follow 5 to 6 newspapers. Don't read many newspapers, don't follow many channels. You do not, your Telegram channel should not become like a dumping yard where you are um, uh, following every channel and just having PDFs collections. Okay, don't make handwritten note for news, full news. You can make handwritten notes, but not for full newspaper. Just selective points. Do not collect PDFs. As I said, YouTube पे हर चीज सब्सक्राइब करने की जरूरत नहीं है कि ये भी सब्सक्रिप्शन सब्सक्राइब कर लिया, ये चैनल भी सब्सक्राइब कर लिया, पता नहीं कहाँ से कौन सी न्यूज रेलेवेंट हो जाएगी. नहीं, एक न्यूज आर काफी है, एक AIR रेडियो शो भी काफी है, just to have daily news. Next, don't read the Hindu editorial fully. You have to skim, you have to extract points which are relevant for you. Next is what happens when you means ideally what should be your current affairs strategy when you are preparing for 2027. So if you are preparing now, you are starting your preparation now. Some of you might have question कि क्या मुझे अभी से नोट्स बनाने चाहिए, क्या मुझे अभी से टेस्ट भी देना चाहिए करंट अफेयर्स का, क्या करना चाहिए. द थिंग इज, इफ यू आर बिगिनर, जस्ट प्रिपरेशन स्टार्ट ही की है, पहले सिलेबस को तो जान लो. अभी हमने जस्ट बात की कि एक रेलेवेंस फिल्टर है जो कि यूपीएससी सिलेबस है और यूपीएससी पीवाईक्यूज है. उसी से पता लगेगा कौन सी न्यूज रेलेवेंट है या नहीं. तो अगर तुम अभी से सारे नोट्स बनाने लग जाओगे, इफ यू मेक योर नोट्स फ्रॉम नाउ ऑन, यू विल एंड अप राइटिंग एवरीथिंग. डोंट डू दैट. Ideally, what you should do is go through your basic syllabus, static syllabus first. Complete your basic subjects like geography, history, economy, polity. Do these subjects. Have a knowledge of the syllabus, of the issues which are asked. Have the knowledge of PYQs. 6-7 महीने के लिए सिर्फ बेसिक्स पढ़ो, बेसिक नॉलेज देख लो, टर्मिनोलॉजी देख लो, अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट काइंड ऑफ topics are important, what kind of terminologies are important, and then start making notes. Don't think I'm saying कि न्यूज़पेपर नहीं पढ़ना है. न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ना है, न्यूज़पेपर को पढ़ना सीखना है, न्यूज़ स्किम करना सीखना है, रीडिंग स्टैमिना बढ़ाना है, but don't make notes right now. For next 6 months, focus on your static GS syllabus and read a newspaper for 45 minutes. Don't go through it for 2-3 hours. For 45 minutes to maximum 1 hour, just read newspaper. Don't read it end to end again. Read it for important issues. कुछ editorial पढ़ लिया, कुछ economy का RBI की कोई report के बारे में आया है वो पढ़ लिया. Those issues you read and simultaneously get through your GS syllabus. After 6 months, when you are done with your GS syllabus, when you know what kind of questions come in UPSC from static part or a current part, then after 6 months from June, you can start making notes, because now you have knowledge what is relevant for UPSC and what is not. So, what you can do is from November to June, learn how to read newspaper, how to filter information. Complete your basic subjects, your big 4 subjects, polity, economy, geography, history, and you can do additional subjects also, but ये 4 तो होने चाहिए. Next, June से December तक make notes along with GS integration. So whatsoever notes you are making, now you have identified all the topics, now you know what is the syllabus, now integrate those things. So whatsoever comes in news, integrates what is relevant at the specific point. और हर चीज भी नहीं लिखनी है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल लेट्स से न्यूज में आया एथिक्स कमेटी तो ऑलरेडी स्टैटिक नोट्स में होगा ना. अगर 6 महीने आपने पढ़ा, आपको पता होगा मेरे नोट्स में क्या है क्या नहीं. When you read for 6 months, you already know what is there in your notes and what is not. For example, if ethics committee comes in news, you will be aware कि अच्छा ethics committee तो मेरे standard sources में है. So don't write there. Just star mark there that this was in news. What I used to do was in my static books or standard books, I used to write CA. ये current में था. So whensoever I'll again revise my static notes or standard sources subjects, तो CA पे I'll focus more because I knew this was in current affairs. When you read newspaper, for example, MSP is in news, तो आपको अपने static से MSP जैसे ही न्यूज में आता है आपके दिमाग में स्ट्राइक करना चाहिए. What is MSP? Who announces MSP? For which crops it is given? Right? तो MSP न्यूज में है इसका मतलब नहीं ये नहीं है that UPSC will ask what is the price. It will ask which crops or what is the relevance, what is the issue behind it. Okay, so you can do that strategy. Next thing is that from November till June, what you did reading, completed your basic subjects. From June till December, you will be focusing completely on your mains preparation and optional preparation. Make notes along with GS integration. If you have an optional which has relevance of current affairs, you can add there also. For example, if somebody has PSIR optional, relevance of current affairs is a lot in that subject, you can add there also. From January to May, you will be gearing to prelims preparation, and here our focus will be on again current affairs which are relevant for prelims examination. From June to August, because in mains exam happens in August, from June to August you will be focusing on mains revision. The notes which you have made here in June to December will help you making notes, will help you revise everything in this phase. If you do not make notes here, you will be in very trouble here. If you do not have also, ना कहीं से लिए ना खुद बनाए फिर issue हो जाता है. Make your notes if you prioritize your notes here and then revise them in June to August phase. In all these phases, continuously test your preparation because testing helps us realize where we are lagging, which in which topics we do not have conceptual clarity, where we cannot apply our knowledge. So testing, rigorous, continuous testing should be there, but yes, you should be mindful that test should be UPSC relevant again. ये नहीं मार्केट में कहीं भी गए और कोई भी मुश्किल से मुश्किल टेस्ट देते गए. Test should be UPSC relevant. Next is the 15-month strategy of Level Up IAS. What we do here is, जैसे अभी मैंने कहा that your preparation for, if you are targeting 2027, your preparation for current affairs should begin in June. Those who are targeting for 2026, your current affairs preparation begins from today itself, right? आपके नोट्स होने चाहिए, आपको पता होना चाहिए यूपीएससी के सिलेबस में क्या रेलेवेंट है. पर 27 वाले just read newspaper and go through your basic subjects. So what we'll do is in this 15-month structured current affairs program, which is a part of GS Foundation course, जून में स्टार्ट होगा करंट अफेयर्स. बाय देन यू विल बी कंप्लीटली डूइंग योर बेसिक सब्जेक्ट्स. बेसिक सब्जेक्ट्स में जैसे ही होल्ड हो जाएगा, करंट अफेयर्स विल start appearing relevant to you. Then there will be weekly test, quarterly test and monthly test which will help you analyze your performance. तो weekly, monthly, quarterly test होंगे. syllabus linkage and PYQ linkage is already done. अभी इतना सारा जो हमने पढ़ा है कि हमें लग रहा है कि बहुत कुछ कर रहा है, that is already done by Santosh sir in his current affairs classes. There is already a well integrated current affairs knowledge along with your static subjects. Mentors are always there to help you, and prelims, mains and interview complete preparation is aligned with everything. जहाँ पे जिस चीज की जरूरत है, they are there in your notes. Next is why GS Foundation current affairs जो है वो जो कोर्स है, it prevents you from chaos. कि इतना सारा जो हमने अभी किया, अच्छा एनालिसिस भी करना है, नोट्स भी बनाने हैं, न्यूज़पेपर रीड भी करना है, फिर टेस्ट भी देने हैं. So everything is organized in this integrated current affairs course, which is integrated with GS Foundation. Next thing is you can download the 3-layer current affairs starter kit, which is free with this webinar. And next is, what are the frequently asked question? First is, do we need to cover 2 years current affairs? As I said, current affairs 2, आप कोई time limit नहीं लगा सकते. Current affairs can be even as old as 5 years if they are relevant even today. तो कोई इसमें time barrier नहीं है. आप प्रिपरेशन आज से शुरू कर रहे हैं तो आज से करंट अफेयर्स पढ़िए. Which is better, Hindu or Indian Express? Both newspapers are very good. As I said, I personally like Indian Express because of the explain page. And now I started with Indian Express, so habit bhi ho gayi, so I am habitual of that. So that can be one another reason. How to remember everything? Revisions. बचपन में ABCD जब पेरेंट्स ने सिखाई थी तब याद नहीं होती थी, आज याद है. क्यों? क्योंकि स्कूल में रिवाइज कराई, घर में कोई गेस्ट आता था, फटाफट बोलने को बोल देते थे, तो याद हो गई ना. तो हर चीज मल्टीपल रिवीजन से याद हो जाते, जितनी बार बोलोगे उतनी बार याद रहेगी. हाउ मेनी आवर्स फॉर करंट अफेयर्स डेली? न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ो 45 minutes to 1 hour sufficient. Should we join current affairs program? Depends upon you. If you want, if there is if the condition is you can read newspaper, you can make notes, and you are well organized person कि जहाँ जहाँ basic knowledge है वहाँ वहाँ हम current affairs की knowledge को डाल सकते हैं, ये हम खुद से कर सकते हैं. And I have enough time also, then no need. But अगर आपको लग रहा है कि मैं नहीं कर सकता, yes, you should join current affairs program, but you should be mindful what kind of current affairs program you are joining. It should be not like कि जहाँ static के साथ integration नहीं है, जहाँ ultimately आपको magazines मिल रही है और आप सिर्फ फिर से haphazard condition में है कि इसको use कैसे करना है. Collection, I said sources and synthesis are useless unless you do application of that knowledge in your exams. तो वो एकदम बेकार हो जाता है. So वहाँ पे आपको क्या करना है? It will be useful only when any program will be useful only when there is integration of static and PYQs. So if you have a program like that, yes, you can go just like we have in GS Foundation, which is integrated with current affairs. Okay. And yes, now the question time. How much marks I should score in mains for getting top 100 rank? Now for this you should do analysis, right? हर बार चेंज होता है. Every time it is different because of cutoff. It might happen कि आप 800 plus मेंस में स्कोर कर रहे हैं और फिर इंटरव्यू में 200 तक स्कोर कर रहे हैं या फिर उससे ऊपर स्कोर कर रहे हैं तो आ जाएगा. Depends upon your mains and interview marks, both the things. But yes, you should target 820 plus or more even. Ma'am, when to start monthly current affairs magazine? As I said कि current newspaper पढ़ना daily है. Monthly magazines is relevant only if it is integrated with static. अगर monthly magazine static के साथ integrated नहीं है, it is not useful. या तो ऐसा हो कि आपको monthly magazine मिल जाए और basics की आपको इतनी strong knowledge है कि आप खुद ही integrate कर पाओ. Either you should have a talent of integrating that monthly magazine information in the static part, or you should have those notes which comes along with integration with the static part. Next, what answer did? Okay, the question one was, do we need to cover 2 years current affairs? As I said, दोबारा repeat कर रही हूँ that 2 साल का current affairs की बात नहीं है. Even current affairs which were 5 years ago can become relevant today. As I said कि करंट अफेयर्स अगर आप प्रिपरेशन आज स्टार्ट करें, आज से पढ़ना चालू कर दीजिए. यू शुड स्टार्ट योर प्रिपरेशन फ्रॉम टुडे फॉर करंट अफेयर्स फॉर 2027. फॉर 2026 यस, यू शुड रीड करंट अफेयर्स. अगर आप कोई करंट अफेयर्स प्रोग्राम ज्वाइन करते हैं, अगर स्टैटिक के साथ इंटीग्रेटेड है तो वेल एंड गुड, आपको बैक से कुछ पढ़ना नहीं पड़ेगा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल व्हेन संतोष सर टीचर्स, वो जब प्रीलिम्स में एनवायरनमेंट पढ़ाएंगे सो इवन 2-3 इवन 5-10 साल पहले भी कोई चीज अगर न्यूज में थी और वो आज भी रेलेवेंट है तो वो स्टैटिक के साथ इंटीग्रेट करके पढ़ाएंगे. सो करंट अफेयर्स विल बी इंटीग्रेटेड विद द स्टैटिक पार्ट देयर. अगर ऐसा कोई प्रोग्राम नहीं है सो यू शुड हैव द एबिलिटी टू इंटीग्रेट इट. ओके, हाँ, लेकिन 2026 में यस यू हैव टू गो ऑन बैक डेट्स. 1-1.5 साल का न्यूज़पेपर मैगजीन्स या 1 साल की तो एटलीस्ट यू शुड डू, provided you integrate it with your static portion or you know where to apply that knowledge. If not, yes, you should join a program for that. So finally, you should know that current affairs, they are not separate from your syllabus. कि syllabus में कहीं current affairs लिखा नहीं है तो हम current affairs नहीं करेंगे. Current affairs is the syllabus, right? In every portion, in every part, current affairs is the important part. They have relevance everywhere from art and culture till ethics. Everywhere current affairs is relevant. In what approach we have to read newspaper? Your approach should be कि UPSC relevant है या नहीं. If relevant, read the newspaper, read the article. Don't start making notes by reading one line only. Read the complete article and then think which point or which fact I can use anywhere. For example, अगर critical minerals पे कोई article आया है और उसमें कुछ critical minerals को list किया हुआ है, just have an awareness कि कौन से critical minerals हैं या कितने critical minerals हैं. So that fact you should be aware of. In newspaper, each page has its own heading. What section to read? See, front page, world page, explain page, editorial very selective. Editorial you should be very selective. जो UPSC से relevant है, पर climate change है या कोई policy से regarding है, education, health या फिर marginalized section से कुछ regarding है, globalization से you can read. Even you can read international geopolitical में जो articles आते हैं, editorials आते हैं, opinion page आते हैं, you can read, but you should not read it word by word. Or you should not read the complete newspaper word by word. Yes, if you are bad at decoding newspapers, the simple approach is find someone who can do that for you. For example, as I said, in Santos's classes, he goes through everything. Indian Express, Hindu, any other newspaper if relevant, Down to Earth, PIB, everything. So you'll get everything there. So you can completely rely on his notes and his classes, especially for science and tech, environment, places in news, international bodies. You do not have to worry anything, neither for static part nor for current affairs part, because both are integrated. For other subjects, current affairs, yes, he teaches everything regarding current affairs. If you have any doubt, you can visit us. We are always there to help you. All the mentors are always there to help you. We'll be glad helping you. You can visit us, and even if you want any information, you can contact us also. Okay, at support@levelup.is or info@levelup.is, anything. Thank you so much and all the best.